Hello, Ajarama Nangadef, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Pass the Mic. And today we are joined with Gabe.
What's up?
How are you guys? We've just had the most hectic time getting this technology stuff. This is not my forte, but we are here. We made it. Zoom was on our side this time. So, Gabe, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm fighting a throat infection, so I'm like really tired, but I'm all right.
I'm so sorry. That's not great. That is
It
not great.
sucks.
Ginger, water, sleeping, praying, I don't
Yeah.
know, blood
So all things
sacrifice.
that yeah, blood sacrifice, that's the one.
That's the top. This is the first thing you do, and then the rest is like secondary.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
well, where are you joining us from?
I'm in my house. This is like my
Mhm.
home studio in Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
Does this
Up
count as Pacific Northwest?
It is. Yeah, it's the upper west coast. But it's not all the way up because above us, north of us is Washington. So
Okay.
there's one state above us,
And then there's like Canada.
and then Canada. Yeah.
Vancouver, sorry, it was more what I was trying to say. Okay, I know where you are. Okay, cool, nice. Nice to have you here directly from your home studio. So for those that don't know who you are and about who your band are, can you tell us a little more about it?
Yeah, we're an indigenous punk rock band from Portland. We come from the Blackfeet, the Comanche, Northern Cheyenne, and Oglala nations. And we mix traditional music with punk rock. So we use the main thing we use is a powwow drum, but I play the flute, so there's some flute in some of the songs, and we sing in our languages, and yeah, we're just grinding.
Nice. And how long have you been doing this for with the band?
With the band, it's been a year.
A year.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I started this project on my own back in 2020,
20.
and
Mhm.
I put out all the EPs and everything on my own. But we just started playing shows last year, last October,
Mhm.
October of 22.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
right? I don't know.
I don't know either. Can't
I
help you.
think
Some time
yeah. I
ago.
yeah, it happened at some point about a
Mhm.
year ago.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Were you making music prior to that with the like how have you got into music? Were you born into music? What's been your journey with that?
I played punk rock and stuff in high school,
Hmm.
and I was in a punk ska band for a while, and
Okay.
then I laid low for a long time, and then I
Hmm.
started making music again.
Hmm. Okay. That's nice. So now you're back to making
Back.
music, making punk
Yeah.
music. So how did you guys really like meet each other? Was it like, a lot of people are like, yeah, we met in high school, or we got in a fight at a bar and we're like, why fight when we can make a band? Like so what's the story?
My our drummer I've known since the day I was born. Our moms were
Okay.
friends.
Okay.
And so we've known each other our whole lives. We played when I played in a punk band, he was the drummer in that band. So we're basically family.
Okay.
And then the one of the powwow drummers is my actual brother. So I've
Okay.
also known him since I was born. And then our bassist, who's now our guitarist, his name is James. He's the Oglala guy. He um he was just a fan of what I was doing and was buying merch once and was like, "Hey, like he's from Portland." He was like, "Hey, I'm ending too and I play instruments. If you ever need somebody to play some instruments, let me know. I can play anything with strings." And so when I started putting the band together, I asked him to come play bass because that meant a lot to me that he put himself out there like that. And that he did a lot of other cool things. This one really important thing that I don't like to talk too much about, but he was really supportive of me in a really major way, and that meant a lot to me. So I brought him on, and then our band has expanded now. We got a new bassist so that James could move to guitar. We got another powwow drummer. The other powwow drummer is a Comanche guy. I met him over the summer, and he's from a band called the Seditionists. So that's how
Okay.
we met. And he was like, "Hey, like, can I come sit in on the power drum with you guys?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then he just became a member. Then our new bassist, his name is Jake. He's from I met him in high school when we used to play in we used to play a bunch of shows together.
Mhm.
But now he's in two bands called Throw and Unreal, and he plays bass in our band.
Okay. Some people you've known from the day you were born, some high school friends, you know. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's nice. And it seems like quite a different, like you're all from different backgrounds and areas. I mean, other than your brother, maybe. I mean, hey, maybe your brother's from a different area too, you know? But it
Yeah,
seems like
we're
everyone.
different.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. Of course. I mean, you have some siblings that like even if they're a year apart, maybe they like grew up with another parent or whatever,
Right.
different stories. So, you know,
Yeah.
you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you guys like what's that journey been now that you're together? You've been playing together for a year. I guess you've been playing some shows together. What's that been looking like with the band so far?
So far it's been a lot of fun. Like we're going on the of all the bands that I've been in and all the things that I've done, this has been the most successful
Mm-hmm.
of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And for what it's worth, like I've put everything I possibly can into this. So I don't know if that's why or I don't know what it is,
Mm.
but it's been really fun. We're playing more shows, bigger shows, like cooler opportunities. Yeah, for overall it's been a good time. It's been fun. We've run in like to walls as you do. A lot of gatekeepers in Portland. A lot of gatekeepers in the bigger clubs and things like that. So of course we run into that. There's a lot of racism in Portland, so of course we run into that, and those kind of coincide with each other. The gatekeepers who own all the club, or not own, but gatekeepers who have some kind of influence over the clubs, and racism tend to go hand in
Mm.
hand, turns out.
That's so
Um,
sort of surprising to me. Like I believe you, but I'm like, it's surprising to me because I guess the image like I've been pumped into about Portland or Oregon maybe is like it's super like inclusive, hippie, kind of free spirit kind of vibe. So that's so unfortunate to hear this as well, that it's quite racist as well.
yeah, Oregon in
Maybe it's
general,
marketing.
it's absolutely marketing. It's white people telling you, "Nah, we're great."
Mhm, mhm.
You know.
Oh
But
God.
yeah, but like Oregon historically is like w when my grandma moved here, like they
Mhm,
came out here from the Indian Integration Act. So
mhm,
they brought a bunch of Indians off the reservation during World War II and then trained them in California to be
mhm,
like some kind of trade so that they can
mhm,
integrate into the society. So my grandma became a nurse,
mhm,
and all my grandmas became, or all my great aunties, they became nurses because of World War II. All my
mhm,
uncles went into the military, so they were all military people. And when my grandma got out, when World War II was over, she moved to Oregon, and all my aunties were like, "Why would you move there? That's the
mhm.
south of the North. Like that's what
Ah.
they used to call Oregon." So like as people of color, Indian, Mexican, and black people weren't allowed to own land here for the longest time. And it's not until recently that they were ever even allowed to own land here. So, and it's like in the bylaws, like it's a law that people of color were not allowed to own land.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Okay.
so white people have done a really good job of like sweeping that under the rug. And they
Mm.
move here from other places, like other states throughout the country, and they just act like this is the super inclusive like TV show
Yeah.
thing, but
Utopia kind of.
yeah, and it's a smile in your face and close the
Mm.
door at the same time, you know?
Mm.
So like that's the type of racism here. It's not in your face racism. They
Mm.
smile and they say, "Oh, you're so great." And then they close the door.
And you're
Don't
like
come in here.
that. And you're like,
Yeah,
oh God.
exactly.
Oh, okay. So like that's not good. But you also mentioned gatekeepers. Obviously, that's not good. But like, I'm curious also when you're saying like gatekeeping, do you mean like in terms of booking shows as new bands? Do you mean in terms of like there's a lot that I know for like in metal where they're like, oh, that can't be metal, we can't book you for this show. Like, what do you mean when you're talking about like gatekeeping for like the venues there as well?
It's kind of like people when I grew up playing punk rock, the community was completely different here. The musicians were
Mm,
all different. Everybody had a different mentality, which was like it was more uplifting and more
mm,
community. Like there was still competition, but if you had resources, you shared them. And like
Mm,
if you knew a guy who could do some kind of merch or whatever, you told everybody, or if you had a plug on a club, or if you knew a promoter, you didn't just put your own band on there every time. Every time a
mm,
touring band comes through, your band's the one that's playing, whether they're metal, ska, punk, whatever
okay.
it is, your band is always the one playing. It wasn't like that. I never even got to this level when I played punk rock because we're a punk
Hmm.
band. So it was just
Hmm.
like gritty shows, but it just seemed more like of a community. And now their promoters are all together. They don't a lot of times they don't want to book local bands. Like I've reached out to
Mm,
so many of the promoters here. I sent them emails, like hounded them, and they just ignore us. And I'm like, well, I guess we don't play shows in Portland anymore then. Like not that we don't want to, it's just that
mm. You can't
we
say.
yeah, we can keep playing smaller bars and things like that, which is awesome, but we also want to get in front of bigger crowds
Mm,
in our own city so that they know about us because we don't live in a day and age where everyone's going to talk about you. There's
mhm.
so much media. There are so
Yeah,
many
yeah,
things taking everyone's attention
yeah.
that you don't get buzz in your own city. So you have to get in front of bigger crowds. And in order to do that, you got to play with bigger bands. And if these local clubs or these promoters or these bands who know the promoters aren't letting other bands in, then we can't get in.
So then what's your like solution to doing that? Other than like not playing in Portland that I hear, like what are other like strategies that you're using to get your music out there? Like I know you're like well at least from my opinion, I think you're pretty good at like doing like the social media reels. I see you always like, making really great content that's like quite engaging. Like what other strategies have you been using to get your music out there?
Well, thank you, first of all. uh, Second of all, I think we just outside of our own city and our own
Mm,
state, there's been a lot of word of mouth. So it's
mm,
a lot of people talking about like, have you heard of this band? You should bring this band. You should blah blah blah. So fortunately, we've been really fortunate with that. Where like lots of people outside of our city want us in their city.
mm,
But but for as far as like overcoming that gatekeeping, we just keep it moving, just keep our eyes on the
mm,
horizon and keep grinding, and eventually, I mean, if these people in Portland, the promoters and things don't want us to play their clubs, then we won't, and we'll just keep
mm.
playing everywhere else. You're only like it's not hurting us, you're just hurting the people here. People
Yeah,
should know about their own community and their own bands here. You should be supportive of that, you know.
right.
But so to overcome that, we just keep moving, and hopefully one day they'll change their mind and go, "Hey, they should invite these guys. They're pretty good."
And then you're like,
Uh,
no, remember when? No.
yeah. Indians don't forget. Blackfeet don't forget.
You're like
Yeah.
remembering it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you do that? Would you be like, oh, remember when? Pull up the
Uh,
receipt. We emailed you on this date.
Probably not, but I'd probably do something like more shady. Just
Oh,
like
ooh.
just be like on stage and just be like, "Hey, we're finally here. They finally let some Indians through the door."
I mean, it's it's humorous. It's not too shady. You could be like,
Nah.
I remember when
Yeah,
that
I mean,
you
because like in 2 years you could be a nobody again, and then they're like, "Oh, remember when you were so tough?" You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
it's a tit for tat kind of game, definitely. Oh,
Yeah, so just I try and stay humble and just keep it moving.
I mean, you can be humble, but also like, but no, I'm kidding. Don't listen to me. Don't listen. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But like, that's really good to hear that outside of Portland, even though there is like gatekeeping and racism, that there is still people that like love you for your sound and see the work that you guys are putting in and like are really welcoming to like hear your music. Are there any shows or like, did you say you were going on tour at some point soon?
We're not going on tour. It's really hard
Mm,
for us to tour because we're all
mm,
blue collar dudes. So
mhm.
we
Yeah.
work and have to work in order to pay rent. Um,
Rents.
Such is the life of being an Indian and living in the city and yeah, being in a
Yeah.
punk band.
Do you have any shows you're looking forward to then?
Yeah, we're playing we actually have a show tomorrow in Eugene, which I'm stoked on. We're playing with Kids on Fire
Okay.
and I think they're called DMF.
Yeah.
But the
Okay.
one time we played in Eugene, they turned up and it was dope. So I'm excited to go back. And then we have a show on Sunday, uh, here in Portland, actually, at the Bomber.
Not you saying you never play in Portland and you're like, and we have a show.
You know what's funny is we have like so many local shows all of a sudden. And I was
Okay.
thinking that when I was saying it, but like I said, we're trying to play like with touring bands that are coming through. Like we're trying to play with bigger bands now.
Mhm.
But I should mention that now that we got to this part, all there are little like smaller clubs and bars and things here who were happy to let us in. So I
Mhm.
do want to say that there is that, but once you get to a different, when you're
Mhm.
trying to get to bigger shows and bigger stages,
Yeah.
I don't mind playing those bars and clubs and everything, but like I said, we want to get in front of bigger crowds, bigger, just because we want to share our music as far as we can. That's the point. Like our message, we want to see people moving. We want our message to get heard, and we want other people out there who see us, whether they're Indians or mixed like we are or whatever, to know that there are Indians out here, that you're not alone out here, that there are people, that whatever our message is. Yeah, like we're out here.
Yeah. We exist. Like,
We exist, yeah. But
okay.
yeah, we do have a local show here.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
We have one at the end of the month as well. Another local show. It's a spring break fest with Friends of Noise, which
Okay.
is like they're a cool project where they're trying to like create a space for all ages
Mhm.
shows because there's no all ages clubs here anymore. So
Okay.
we try and support that as much as we can.
Yeah.
We're also playing we're playing during the Gathering of the Nations at
Okay.
Merciless Indian, or what is it called? Merciless Savage is the show.
Okay.
So it's like just a big list of Indians coming to Albuquerque
Oh yeah,
to
yeah.
play.
Okay,
Yeah, to
like
play.
gathering. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Okay, yes.
Yeah, it's a huge powwow. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like this. It's a music. What do they call it? Like a showcase, a music showcase away from the powwow.
Okay.
So I'm really excited about that, and I'm really hoping that the Indians show up to that
Yeah.
one because I mean, like we play powwow music mixed with punk, and we're
Yeah.
playing during one of the biggest powwows in the nation.
If
So I
not
would
the
hope
biggest.
exactly. I would hope that Indians would show up.
So for that showcase, is it all punk artists or is it going to be like a bunch of different things?
It's mixed. It's like hip hop, reggae, punk,
Wow.
metal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's everything.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to send us that information so we can send all of the like punk loving people. We have a lot of viewers actually from Albuquerque for whatever reason, but like, yeah, hopefully they'll check
Yeah.
that out also.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Send that over and we'll just share that information in the description. Just
Yeah.
to hop back also, 1876.
Yeah.
Tell us, what is this, the name?
uh
It's a
1876 is in
secret.
yeah, it's a secret. I don't talk about it.
Mm, mm,
uh
mm.
it's a reference to the Battle of Little Bighorn, which
Mhm.
is where the Northern Cheyenne, the Arapaho, the Oglala, and a band of Blackfeet defeated Custer, uh, who was leading the Seventh Cavalry to try and tame the West, and he lost. So it's less about the killing of Custer and the defeat of the Seventh Cavalry and the decimation of their military for coming into our land and trying to tame the West. It's
Mhm.
less about that and more about the idea that as tribes, as the Northern Cheyenne, the Arapaho, the Oglala, and those little the small band of Blackfeet, we put everything aside, all of
Mhm.
our differences, and we put everything aside and we supported each other. We worked together. We had a common goal, and
Mm.
we just connected as a single unit, and were able to defeat the military, which is something that hasn't really. I mean, that was the first military defeat, the
Mhm.
first U.S. military defeat, and there hasn't been too many since then. Every time I say that it's the only one, some dummy on the internet with a neck beard starts commenting some shit, so I'm not gonna say that. But
Okay.
there probably has been another one. I don't know, but
Mhm.
I know for sure that that was one, and it was bad
Mhm.
for them. It was cool for us, but so It's more about the idea that like as Indian
Mhm,
people, if we work together, if we stay focused and we have this common goal, we will accomplish what the world says can't be done.
mhm,
We have the home field advantage.
mhm.
Nobody else does here. So we have to remember that. We have to support each other and we have to work together. That's it.
That's beautiful. I love that. It's like a very pan-indigenous vision as well. It's like also like a tool of warfare, like divide and conquer. So if you're able to like overcome that and work together,
Yeah, that's it.
fantastic. Fantastic.
I don't believe in pan-indigenizing. I believe that it's important to celebrate our differences as Indian
Mhm,
people. It's the way that we can honor our past
mhm.
is celebrating our differences. There's nothing wrong with being different. But
Absolutely.
that's the beauty of working together is no matter how different we are, even you and I, like how different our worlds are, if we support each other and we work together, you and I will accomplish what people think say can't be done as long as you and I work together. Because you are made from the land just like I am. So the land remembers us. You know what I mean?
Turning into like a very motivational episode.
TED Talk.
This is no longer a show about music. We are here for uplifting, motivational, indigenous thought speak. Join us every week.
For $35 a week.
Yes, 30. Oh gosh. Oh yeah.
Monetize. Yeah, exactly.
Gotta
Monetize.
monetize content, content,
Of
content. Let's
course.
go, you know?
That's the world.
Sorry. I just definitely wanted to like, I realized we skipped over like the name of the band and the meaning of the band. And I think that's really important to share that information.
Yeah.
Just like moving forward, talking about the sound of the band. I know you're sharing that it's like kind of like powwow punk. Who would be some of your inspirations for the sound that you create?
Um, there's like I think there's the obvious inspirations like No Effects, Bad Religion,
Mm,
uh, Anti-Flag, which is controversial to say now, but I still like in high school they really influenced my music. I write up until now, I've written everything, so my list of musicians where I pull from is huge.
mhm,
Like in anything from like some of the harmonies from the Creep Show, which is a psychobilly band from Canada, to like some of the raw. I don't know. There's like I think the big like five maybe is like Cake, Prince, Anti-Flag, Rancid, um, the Specials. I love the Specials. I don't know. It's all over the place. And then of course all the powwow music I grew up listening to,
mhm.
Black Lodge Singers, um, Black Bear, the powwow, not the singer rapper dude. Um, of course, Northern Cree. I didn't grow up
Mm,
listening to Northern Cree, but I mean, like they're huge. They've been huge for like probably 15 years.
yeah.
So they're really inspirational on how they have influenced powwow music all together. Powwow music is different now because of them. So there's that. But yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have a really simple answer. It's all over the
No, you don't. You know,
place.
I mean, it's just what is you could say one band, you could say 50. I don't know. But this is good. It really took me back when you said no effects. I
Oh yeah.
I saw them live in 2006 or 7. I was
Oh
in the
man.
US for the summer and I went to like Vans Warped Tour and I saw them
Yeah.
live. And I was like, this is really ridiculous. And I was like, I need to listen to more of this ridiculous music. That's so funny. Wow.
Yeah. They're kind of a wacky band.
A way to describe them for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thinking of your inspirations, moving forward, unfortunately, to the last segment of the show, pass the mic. If you had to think about past inspirations, who would you now say, looking forward, that people should be listening to? Actually, it could even be people that haven't been listened to in the past that you want to be like, you need to go back and listen to this. Like, who would you say needs to have more and more streaming? People should pump them into their ears more often.
Um
1876, no.
yeah, yeah, you can listen to my
Shameless
band.
plug.
I think I mean I would always hype up my own tribe, so the Black Lodge Singers. They're a
Mhm,
powwow group that I mean they they were so influential on me as a kid.
mhm,
Their kids powwow cassette.
mhm.
I listened I think so many times. So go listen to them because they deserve it, man.
For the culture, check it out.
For the culture, exactly. And then like bands now and groups now. Um, I would say like if you were gonna talk to somebody else, I would say Carlin Black Rabbit from Iron Tusk and No More Moments, which I'm wearing their shirt actually right now.
Shameless plug again.
Yeah, I know. They're Carlin is Sixica, which is part of the Blackfeet Confederacy. But they're in the Canada side. So he like is just an amazing dude. Like in general, he's just a cool guy. Like it's been so cool getting to know him, and like yeah. But his bands are sick too. He's a drummer.
Okay.
Uh, so listen to No More Moments and Iron Tusk, and then I would of course promote my Cheyenne side as well. So for there I would say Kunu. Uh Kunu Bercham is he's a rapper, it's Northern
Mhm.
Cheyenne rapper. And then Mr. Chief is a reggae artist who's
Okay.
Northern Cheyenne. So those two guys would be interesting to talk to because they're from my tribe. And then from here from Portland, um with War is a Dene hardcore band. It's led by
Okay.
I think they're vegan straight edge hardcore,
Okay.
and they're Indian.
I didn't even know this was a genre, vegan straight edge hardcore. Okay. I'm
They
feeling
go
old.
off too.
I'm feeling old. Okay. Okay.
um, and
We'll check.
then another person that I think would be really cool to talk to is Christy Martinez from the punk rock anthro no punk rock indigenous punk rock archive.
Okay.
It's an um Instagram page that archives indigenous punk rock. And
Mhm.
throughout the ages, like back in the 80s, the 70s, everyone who's contributed to punk rock and thrash and all that stuff, because there was a lot of Indians in thrash.
Yeah.
Uh, so Christy like runs that,
Hmm.
and she used to be in a band called Observer Syndrome, which we did a song together with, which was really just with Christy. But Christy has been super supportive of us, and I try and support her as often as possible. So please, if you can talk to another person, if I told you who you should talk to, Christy is one of those people.
All right. Well, you will have to send that information and everyone, find it in the description. Go find those people, go stalk those people, go stalk that page, go to that music. Do you have any final words? We're about to wrap up.
We just put a song out called A-OK with another artist named Sober Junkie,
Yes.
Choctaw dude. And this is a fundraiser for a mutual fan of ours, a young fan who fought leukemia. We started writing it as she was fighting leukemia, and we finished it just around the time that she actually beat it. So this is
Oh,
the
nice.
second time that she's fought and beat leukemia, and we put this song out to raise some money to help celebrate her and give her like just a cool life, like just a cool opportunity to like do something dope that she's always wanted to do. I don't know what that's gonna be, but I hope it's something cool. So if you can, please go to Bandcamp, go to 1876band.bandcamp.com and buy that song. All the proceeds are being donated to this young girl and her family. So
And we'll
please,
definitely share that link when we put up the episode for you. We'll put it in the stories. Well,
thank you.
thank you so much for taking time to join us today. And to everyone, thanks again for watching. This was Gabe, 1876. Listen to all the music. Check out new song A-OK, and we'll see you all next time. Ciao, guys.